few weeks ago, I took a trip to the eastern side of Florida in our freshly converted Honda Element camper. During that trip, I also made a semi-impulsive decision to buy something. As you can tell by the title of this video, that something is a tiny house on wheels. I've had the dream to purchase a tiny house in the back of my mind for quite a while. Fast forward a few weeks, and that dream has become a reality. It's official, this tiny house is ours. Well, not quite yet. There's one more thing I'll need to take care of. So the previous owners of this tiny house here had bought it with the intention to finish it and then sell it. They were trying to start a little bit of a business where they would fix up tiny houses and then sell them, so they bought it as a shell. They added the windows, they added the door, they added the roof, but that's about all they got around to. I think that they realized that it was just a lot of work. They also both have full-time jobs, so it was a lot to handle. One of the things that happened during that time is that they never actually titled it or registered it because they weren't really planning to drive it around. Their goal was to just fix it up and sell it, and they just never really got around to it. So there's some issues with the title. This morning I am heading back over to where they are. I'm going to be meeting with the previous owners of the tiny house, and we're going to go to the DMV, try to get the title situation sorted out for the trailer. It's become a little bit of a process, but fortunately the previous owners have been awesome. They're working with us on this, and fingers crossed I can leave the eastern side of Florida later today and have a title in my name. And then conveniently enough, there's also some surf over there today, so I've got the board. I'm going to hopefully try to get in the water. Who knows, maybe this could turn into a really awesome day. I gotta say, the DMVs, they get a bad rap, but in my experience, at least here in Florida, that really has not been the case. I've been to 3 or 4 different DMVs now, and they have all been awesome. You just go in, super clean, friendly people, really, really nice experiences every single time. So, I don't know, I guess if they're gonna be taking all your money at the tax collector, they might as well make it enjoyable. Today was really easy, it was painless. Kathy, thank you for meeting up with me and getting this all taken care of and all resolved. We have license plate. The tiny house is officially ours. The title is in my name, and we are good to go. Okay, so I may or may not have waited until the last minute to get the GoPro here out, but let's go get a few more waves. Oh, close out! It's been pretty fun this afternoon, definitely a few good ones. A little bit closed out with the tide going out, and I decided to switch spots. I moved up the coast a little bit, and I pulled up to look at the surf here and grabbed the GoPro so that I could bring you guys out here. I looked to my left, and there was a spaceship going up into outer space. It was pretty cool. I had my phone on me, so I was able to get a little video. I didn't have anything else, unfortunately. I was not prepared for that at all, but just a nice little surprise. So I want to take a minute to show you guys around my new home on wheels, but before I do that, I want to give a special thank you to Skillshare for sponsoring this video. Skillshare is an online learning community. They have tons of different classes and courses that you can take to learn all sorts of different skills, everything from filmmaking to web design, marketing, branding, everything that you can imagine. Who knows, maybe there are even some classes on there about how to fix up a tiny house. We're definitely going to need all the help we can get over the next few months. I was also recently given the opportunity to make my own Skillshare class. The class is about finding financial freedom through minimalism. For me, minimalism, living with less have been pathways to create a life that I actually want to live, and I truly believe that we can all learn at least something from minimalism. So to those of you that have checked out this class to this point, thank you so much for checking it out, and there is a link in the description below If you follow that link, the first 1,000 people to click it will get a 1-month free trial to Skillshare Premium. Thank you again, Skillshare, for sponsoring these videos. So the tiny house here, this thing is going to be one heck of a project. You know, the shell is there, right? Like the foundation for it, but not really a whole lot else. Even the door here that they put in, we are probably going to switch that out and put in like a full light door just to get as much light into that interior space so that it just feels more open. The windows are done. There's some pretty nice windows. We're going to probably remove the trim that's on there though. The previous owners were planning to put like a cedar siding on it. But we have decided against that. Cedar's pretty expensive. We're going to go with a composite siding instead. And that is actually my first priority. That will be next week's video, diving right into it. We want to get this thing sealed up, out of the elements, get it all done, finish the exterior as much as we can over the next couple of weeks so that then we can move on to the fun stuff, which is designing the interior. Let's go check out what's in there. The tiny house is on an 8-foot by 20-foot cargo trailer by Curahee, I believe. I think they're a company out of Georgia. So that does give you quite a bit of space in here to work with. And that's what we are working with. Really not a whole lot to see in here right now. We do have a loft space up there, so we are going to do probably stairs going up into that loft. All of the interior walls and the underside of the trailer as well have this spray foam insulation. It's a soy-based spray foam insulation. Should be healthier, I think, and probably more environmentally friendly as well. I know the previous owners were really excited about it, and it does do an amazing job to keep the temperature in here relatively cool, despite the fact that it's been pretty hot here in Florida recently. And then we also have metal framing. You'll notice it is not traditional like 2x4s for the framing of the house. It is all galvanized steel all the way around. That was another thing that the previous owners were really excited about, something that they were looking for in a tiny home. So I think the bones of this thing are pretty solid. It's really just going to be a matter of getting to work on it and, you know, getting walls up, obviously getting our electrical and plumbing done, and then making it look pretty.
I think we might keep the green. I kind of like it. Movement.
Doesn't smell weird at all.
No, it doesn't. And you could eat it in case of emergency, right? Soy.
Maybe.
Good protein. It's a small mattress. Do you think we should move it down at all? Like 3 inches or something?
Yeah, probably.
Yeah. We could do that. It's nice up here. Good light. You can see out the windows.
Yeah. Still have not been up here yet. You guys will have to excuse the mess in here for a little while. The previous owners were nice enough to kind of give us everything that they had. They did the roof on this themselves, so there's a couple other pieces that we have to add once we get the siding on. And like I've already said here, this is going to be a huge project for us. I'm really excited about doing the inside. The exterior stuff I'm not as excited about just because I don't really have any experience with that. Really, I don't have any experience with the interior stuff either. It's just that, you know, the inside stuff it relates a lot more to doing van builds and stuff like that, whereas putting siding on, that is a whole new ball game for me. So we are definitely on a bit of a deadline with the exterior stuff. Obviously, like I said before, we don't want it to sit out in the rain when we get the inevitable rainstorm here in Florida. We want to get it all sealed up. But then we're also going to be moving this tiny house. We're not going to be towing this thing around the country and going from place to place. It is going to be a stationary object. It's just not going to be stationary here in Shannon's backyard in Florida. She is planning to rent that out. We actually have folks coming to rent it out in less than a month. So that's kind of our timeline. Like, we got to get this thing sealed up, get as much done with it as we can, and then we will be moving it to the next location. I'm not really 100% sure where that is yet, but we do have a couple of options lined up, so I'll keep you guys posted on how that develops. It is going to be a crazy couple of weeks for us coming up, though. strange feeling having this thing. Like, this is a lot bigger than anything I've ever had before. I know that it's a tiny house and that tiny is in the name, but it's not tiny. Like, compared to a Honda Element, a Nissan NV200, even the Hiace, I mean, this thing is massive. It's a mansion on wheels, and it's going to be definitely a huge learning experience for me and for Shannon as well, and a big project. And I'm so excited to share it with you guys and to get this thing underway. It's going to be a process, but I hope you guys enjoy it. I hope that you guys will enjoy the videos that are coming, where we're going to try to document everything as we build this thing out. We finish the exterior and then the interior. Like I said, the inside stuff is what I'm the most excited about, designing it. Got a whole plan. It's all just kind of in my head. It's not really on paper yet, but I'm really looking forward to it. Thank you guys so much for watching, for following along on this journey, and I'll talk to y'all in the next one.